The finals has a big problem, and that's why I'm not enjoying the game as much right now. The reason why is because the CL40, and it's bad not for the reasons you might think. One thing I can't stand when I'm playing ranked is how much damage it does on a direct hit. Like, I'll just be trying to go to the cache or trying to kill someone, and then like Batman, a guy with CL40 will just jump from the sky, spam me with it, and I'll die. And because it's on direct impact, I feel like I have no chance because the damage it does, I swear I die in like 2 bullets. And just to know, I play silver, which is not insane lobbies. These players don't have the most cracked aim, but with the CL40, I swear they can just kill me like they're a pro player. They just don't miss any shot. And they also don't stop shooting the thing. It is so annoying. They'll just sit there spamming it, and the reason why they can spam it is because there's 5 bullets in the gun. It doesn't even make sense it's 5 bullets. Like, think about any gun that is like that, like an RPG. An RPG has 1 bullet and it does a lot of damage. I swear the CL40 has 5 bullets and does even more damage, especially because of the direct impact. It just doesn't make sense. And another thing, and the reason why they can spam it, is the reload. The reload takes about 2 seconds. An RPG, I could have my whole dinner ate before the reload is done. It just doesn't make sense. Another thing is, let's say heavy, you're expecting heavy to have something like an RPG, but these medium players, they're supposed to be supports. Why do they have this gun that is a CL40, that is like a brute forcing gun that you expect your big tank of a fella with the RPG to go busting in? Like, when I play medium, like other games that have supports, I always just enjoy it for the healing factor. Like, this is a bit niche, but I'm going to quickly mention it. Like, when I used to play Paladins, there was a thing called Cirrus, and I just really enjoyed healing people. So that's why I don't understand the finals and why they have a CL40. So either they're going to fix the CL40, and I have the fixes. I think they should definitely think about changing the player type of who has the CL40. Another thing that's really annoying about the CL40 is the fact that you can kill 3 people insanely fast with it, obviously because of all the factors I said, but the bow is something that's high skill and the CL40 isn't. But tell me why the CL40 can do the same output. Yeah, you see these videos of bow players, and fair play to them, they're insane. They be zooming around, hitting headshot after headshot, and you think, yeah, they deserve those insane clutches where they kill 3 people in about 5 seconds. But is it enjoyable to watch someone with the CL40 picking their nose, spamming missiles? No, they don't deserve to be able to do those clutches. And let me tell you, I use the CL40, and I feel bad with how annoying I'm being, and that's why I want them to fix this gun. Because it's meta, sometimes you just have to use it, and that's why maybe everyone's using it, but they really need to fix it. And that's why I'm going to actually talk about some possible fixes that I think would really help the game, that would really help fix the CL40. With these fixes, I'm going to kind of talk about them as a group. The first team is using getting into the sky to stop the CL40, because obviously it does a lot of damage when it hits your toes, the splash damage around you, or hit you on impact. And let me tell you something, if you're in the sky, unless you're against a hacker or Chuck Norris himself, you're not going to get shot out the sky. I know I said it's easy to hit, but that would be insane. And then what is the first fix? I would say it is the grappling hook, because what you can do when you see that annoying bastard come to kill you with the CL40, all you do is look up to the sky, see a building, and you grappling hook. And then if you're lucky, you land on the roof, you turn around, and you put that whole magazine into that bastard. And another thing you can do to help you get into the air would be using the jump pad. The jump pad though, it's a bit different. It's a bit more awkward than the grappling hook. The grappling hook, you go up to the building, spray down. It's quite a good play. Jump pad is like, I would explain, I guess, like a head shock. It's like it's an awkward defense, but it'll work. When you see them and they start spamming at you, you go flying into the sky. Issue is, you're not really going to be able to shoot back at them unless you're using another CL40. Let's say you have an AR, you're not going to be doing that much damage and hitting too many shots with it firing. But the point of the jump pad is to stop the CL40 from hitting you. So either your teammates, they come and they save you, or the CL40 guy, goes to the objective, something basically happens. The jump pad, the point of the jump pad is just to give you time for someone to come save you, basically. Now more into underground tactics that can help you stop the CL40 from ruining your games. This is a gadget, and I feel like it's one of the more obvious ones for the CL40, and that would be the APS turret. Not much explaining to do here. You throw it down and it will just shoot any projectiles that go flying in towards you. And the APS turret there's good reasons why you can carry this. Is it will actually help you in the game anyway, to defend cash outs and stuff when people throw in frag grenades. But it's actually a great counter to the CL40. Even though it's not a grenade, the bullets that are coming out of a CL40 are projectiles. So when that comes into the range of this turret, those projectiles, they get caught, and like Tom Brady, man, they get flung into the sky and they disappear. But what is another thing on the ground that can help you against the CL40? Well, this is actually one of my favorite guns to use, and whenever I use it, it's actually OP. But even though it's as OP as the CL40, it's a high skill weapon, and that is the double barrel shotgun that you can use as a light. What I like to do with it is I go invisible, I just basically keep reappearing and destroying people with it. Now when you go against someone with the CL40, maybe it's better to use the evasive dash when you're using the double barrel. Combine them two together, and to be honest, that might be the perfect counter against the CL40, because they'll see you, you'll try and hit your toes and get the splash damage. All you have to do, dash towards them, not away from them. They'll be able to kill you easily. You dash towards them, and because the double barrel does so much damage, just like the CL40, but guess what? You only have 2 bullets the way it should be. Because of all that damage it has, you get there and you 2-bang them and they're dead. And if you don't, so you miss a shot, what you do is, hopefully you'll have 2 evasive dashes left. You simply dash away. But let's say you're in the open, one thing to know is try to use doors, angles, walls to be cutting in and out of, to make it harder for the person with the CL40 to hear you. And speaking of using buildings, that is where the last tip on how to counter the CL40 comes in, and that is getting up high. The CL40 is all about shooting the floor, so if you're above them, it's really hard to shoot and damage you. Yes, let's say you're against a balcony and some of you think they can spam CL40. For whatever weird reason, the CL40 does less damage when it's hitting a wall. Like the damage is always on the floor. That's how it does it, and it doesn't actually go through walls. So that is also a strange thing about the CL40, but it's how you can counter it. You go above it, and it's not like an armor grenade where it goes up and comes directly down. It's more like directly at you, so they can't get like that nice over the balcony shot. So what you want to do is get above, and if you want to make an even better counter, use the sniper, because you'll be able to kill them really quickly, and because you're up high, you'll be further away from enemies, so you kind of need that range. So yeah, there are the fixes I think that you can do, or basically the counters, but there's some things I need to talk to you about, how Embark could actually fix this themselves, so you don't need some of those ridiculous counters. Even though there is this issue with the CL40, I will, first of all, before I talk about it, give some credit to Embark. They are, in my opinion, one of the best game devs of our generation right now. They're just doing everything right. They're listening to the community, they're making changes, and they're updating the game entirely. They're not just making fixes to issues, they're also updating and bringing out new content. But I really hope they can see this video and fix the CL40 issues. One thing that Embark can do, first of all, let's do the simple fixes, and then I'm going to talk about the crazy fixes. So basically, it's like the simple fixes are basically like what I said previously, but just the opposite. So the issue was the splash damage is way too wide, the area goes way too far. So what they could do is decrease that, make it so when a person shoots at your feet, it doesn't go in the whole room, it's actually like one tile like the RPG. Now they should obviously do balance changes, so like they do a change, see how people think about it, and just keep moving around from there. Another thing they can do, again, simple fix, is make that actual missile that comes out of the CL40, decrease the size of that, make it actually harder to hit people. And if they do that, I do want them to decrease the damage, but what they can do is increase the damage of the headshot. I think the final beauty of that game is it feels like a sweaty game. It feels like a competitive try-hard PC game. It isn't like Roblox, isn't this, mess around game. Yes, you can have fun and a lot of funny moments, but the most fun of the game is the competitiveness, the try-hard aspect of the game. So when you have things like the CL40, you're spamming them, that is really bad. So that's why they need to do these fixes. Another thing they can do is maybe decrease the size of the reload mag, but what I would prefer is just decrease the speed of the reload. Either, if it's still going to be one bullet reloads, make sure to decrease that speed a lot, because it's insane the fact that someone can shoot you and then literally only like a second after they can be shooting you again. That is literally unheard of in, I say, every gun other than the CL40. Most guns in the finals, it's either a mag, so you take like 3-4 seconds to reload, or it's one big bullet like the RPG or like the double barrel is 2 bullets. So it makes no sense why the CL40 should be an exception, and with all the other aspects of it, it's just a recipe for disaster. Something I forgot to mention, and it's the reason why I want them to increase the headshot damage for the CL40, is because I want the finals to feel like what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a competitive, high-skilled game, and I feel doing changes like the ones I've said will definitely make the game feel like that. So they are the simple fixes. What are some of the insane fixes? Now these are kind of for fun, but I would absolutely love if they added these to the game. The first one would be a type of gadget, and what it is a shield. Now it can deflect anything, but let's just talk about the CL40. What you do is you would hold it up when you see that CL40 bastard coming for you, and every shot he hits at you, it gets deflected. Now, even if he hits at your toes, it'd be really cool if you could do like an animation. Like if you click a certain button, your character like pushes out the shield, and you can actually I guess volley the missiles mid motion. That would be really fun and also a great way to counter the CL40. And this we're going to stay on the gadget team here. Another gadget I think that would be really cool. Now this would actually again work for all missiles, but how we would counter the CL40 is this gadget would be a type of aurora thing. It would be a type of zone or like impact on your body that would spawn when you click it, and what would happen is you would become immune to missiles for a temporary time. Now maybe this feels too much like superheroes, but if they could make it like a realistic reason why you become immune, that would be really cool. Let's say you click this button and it just gives you this type of armor, and that's why the missiles get deflected. That would be really cool. And if they wanted to make it more realistic, let's say you click this button, your skin could like get this juggernaut effect, and your character actually becomes really slow, but you become immune to those missiles, and maybe bullets also do less damage. The final gadget I think that could really change the CL40 issues for the game and also bring a totally new type of method of playing the game is a super jump. Now this super jump isn't just, some little thing, and it's also not made easy to use. What I like about this idea is it would have a high skill barrier, but also be a great counter to the CL40. So what it would be is you click this button like a gadget and you go flying, but you control it by holding the button. So if you want to do a quick jump to get in through a window like 3 stories high, you hold it for 2 seconds, 3 seconds. But then if you want to go on top of the building, you hold it for 5. And I feel like this would just add a skill barrier that would make it really fun to use. And if you want to make it a bit more powerful and more fun, there could be like a splash damage effect. And again, the reason why this is okay and have the splash damage may be big is because it's a one-time use thing. And that is one of the biggest issues with the CL40 is how much you can use it. So the splash damage effect on this gadget would be when you first fly off of the ground, maybe it damages the floor you're on. So maybe let's say you're on a roof and it breaks the roof. That would be an interesting tech that people could use. Let's say you super jump above the cash out and now your teams can jump in, but now you're in the air and they have to wait for you to get down, things like that. Making the game more complicated but also more fun. And lastly, for that gadget, when you then land, it does even more damage one time than splash damage. The CL40 really has made the game less enjoyable, so I hope guys, if you comment Embark maybe see this video and we can get this fixed on, and it would be insane if they added any of my gadgets that I thought of. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and watch this video next. Goodbye.